Enoshima, the ultimate fashionista, the ultimate analyst, the ultimate despair, the antagonist of the Danganronpa series, and overall queen bitch of the world. Or is she? See, I've been a Danganronpa fan for a little while now. Not as long as many other people. I wasn't in it from its inception or even when it first came overseas. However, I have been a fan recently to the point to where I've actually been joining various Danganronpa RP groups. Now, in this time, I met a friend of mine and we would go back and forth and we would just do random off-the-cuff RPs that are just completely bullshit. And at one point, Junko Enoshima ended up in one of our RPs, and at one point I was a character who needed to defend her. And I got to thinking, what really made her the antagonist? And what if she was innocent in all of this? Now I know what you're thinking. The person who brainwashed an entire class, nay, borderline an entire planet, into killing each other and doing nothing for the sake of despair. How the hell is that innocent? Well, what if she too was afflicted with despair? Of course, that sounds completely stupid. Of course, she was inflicted with despair. That's why she did this. Exactly my point. Hear me out on this. Junko Enoshima originally was claimed to have been doing everything out of pure boredom. And she was basically the original despair. And eventually she spread that despair into her sister, Mukuro. But was she always in despair? I don't believe it ever claimed that she was, and if it was, I completely missed that, but that's besides the point. That still claims that she was inflicted with despair. In Danganronpa 2, one of the motives is that all of the students are inflicted with this despair fever. These tiny little insects that mess with the people's minds, cause them to act gullible, act childish, constantly crying, act brave, constantly lie. It does all of these things to them, as if it's a disease, thus it being called despair fever. Now, by the end of Danganronpa 2, it's revealed that all of this is just a simulation and inside of their heads by the Neo World program brought about by Makoto Naegi. But what if that despair fever was real, or despair was something like that? I had a friend of mine actually ask Kodaka, the creator of Danganronpa, on Tumblr at one point, well, what is despair and what is hope exactly? Of course, he only trolled me and left me in the dark on that, which, to be fair, is perfectly reasonable. To imply that despair and hope are these real things is completely batshit. Unless, what if it wasn't? What if Junko wasn't truly at fault, but she was patient zero for whatever despair truly was, and because she was patient zero, she naturally didn't know any better, and only infected her sister, which in turn infected others. Now, I don't know of any disease that can be done by brainwashing, but what if brainwashing wasn't so much what infected them, but what sort of activated it and weakened the people to allow despair to take over as the disease that it is? When a body is under stress, immense amounts of stress, nervousness, and anxiety, their immune system gets severely weakened. Now, what better way to infect somebody than by completely fucking with their minds and forcing them into the most stressful situation of their lives and point-blank murdering their own classmates in front of them? That's probably one of the most stressful things you can imagine that a normal person would go through. Now, of course, there are plenty of other things, but let's leave those out for now. That is a very stressful situation, allowing their immune systems to be weakened to allow the despair, disease, whatever it may be, to take over. And Junko was the first infected. Something stressful happened in her life, and she became infected. She spread that disease to Mukuro. And whatever the disease did to her mind made her want to infect others, and others, and others, and her mind just got so fried because she had been infected for so long. And everybody praised her as if it was a hive mind. Why that occurred, I can't really explain. But my point is, and this is all an entire crackpot theory, I haven't really done all that much research into this, and honestly I probably should have, but it's one that I've been thinking for a while now, and one that I wonder has some leverage to it. Some fans who know more than me might be able to explain this better, or might be able to shoot it down, I don't even know. But it's a theory that I got to thinking and I wanted to share with whoever would be willing to listen. And judging from the popularity of my Danganronpa stand-up comedy, obviously some fans of Danganronpa have suddenly joined my channel and I don't really know why, but you have. So I just wanted to know what do you guys think about this theory, and just whatever runs through your mind when I possibly pitch that Junko Enoshima, the villain of Danganronpa, is actually possibly innocent. It's just something that popped into my mind and something I really wanted to share, and I don't really have anything else to say in this video, but I just wanted to share that theory and see what everybody else thought. I'm Riku the Martyr, signing off.